Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, talking fishing. If it's facts about fishing that you want to know, then tune in, folks, cause this is the show. We'll show you all the right bait to use, so sit right back, you got nothing to lose. Doesn't really matter if it's trout or carp, flathead, marlin or a gummy shark. Listen to the guys and you can't go wrong. They'll be talking about fishing till the cows come home. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Welcome everyone to Talking Fishing, a big show coming your way as always. And how good was the weather and the fishing over Easter? So good. Some great catches of King George whiting in both Port Phillip and Western Port. Plenty of kids featuring in Catch of the Week this week, so we'll get them out of the way soon, and then it's off to bed and back to school tomorrow, kids, unless you go to a rare school that didn't have a curriculum day today. I heard many kids off today. Well done to the many of you who worked out where the mailbox is that features in Kramer's mailbag. That was funny. And we will announce prizes later on the show. All that and plenty more. So let's get into it with a big welcome to the man who travels by kayak, Adam Ring. Welcome, Ads.
Thanks, Dave. And I tell you what an Easter break for kayak fishermen. I don't think we've had wind for about 2 weeks, except for Charlie before the show. I reckon he let a bit go in the intro.
A little bit of wind around earlier on, I can tell you. But it was a fantastic Easter. And
what an Easter break.
Yeah. It's fantastic.
Unfortunately, we're all back, aren't we?
Yeah, no, it's all good. We've got good weather this week.
Yeah, we do.
I mean, today was sensational.
27 degrees a couple of days coming up, don't we? So
it's good.
Bring it on.
And it's a big welcome to the man all the way from Shepparton, Stephen Victor Trelfall. Welcome, Charlie.
Thank you very much, Dave.
You say that like all of us every week, don't you?
Oh, well, could leave the house sometime.
Hey?
Yeah. It's been good out our way.
Did you get all the good weather?
Yes.
Yeah.
Great weather.
Nice. And, Where'd you go over
degrees, up the place called the Billabong, up near Wanganella. A few people will be listening tonight and know where Wanganella is.
Is that between Wangaratta and Benalla?
Between Wangaratta and Hay. So that's a big scope there.
Yeah, they got the name right.
But yeah, great place, bit of private property, no one around.
Yeah.
Shooting or fishing?
Oh, better both.
Nice.
Yeah.
What'd you catch? Best catch for the weekend?
It was a cod around about 60, just over 60 centimetres long.
Yeah.
Nice fish.
Not very ceremonial, but I got up in the morning, it was just on the rod, just flopping around the water. So it was within reach of my swag, but so it was legal.
So we've got some big things to talk about tonight, boys, and I won't give you too much because that's the way it is. We don't talk about what we're going to talk about. But a bit of a controversial one tonight, and I want to know, you folks at home, I want to know your opinion later on, and we'll probably put it up on our social media, that it's a big, beautiful species that I think everyone loves. Just going to say that. I reckon everyone loves. It's a bag limit of 5, and I just want your ideas. I'm going to plant a seed now. I want your ideas. Should it be protected, or should you be allowed to take 5?
Okay.
Well, it's obviously not a dolphin.
Interesting.
Wow. I went to that dolphin sanctuary on the weekend. It was yesterday, sorry. I was out there. And not one dolphin in the dolphin sanctuary.
Yeah, so it's a waste of time, really.
I mean, I don't know. Folks, let's have a look at what's been caught by the people at home. It's time for Catch of the Week.
Catch of the Week, brought to you by Shimano, providing reliable, trustworthy, quality fishing gear for your enjoyment.
Let's kick it off with the kids, and isn't it good to see the kids, boys, out, school holidays, all enjoying the fishing? I mean, obviously with good weather, so many people went away and holidaying all throughout Victoria, but Lake Yarrambat, wherever that is, do you know where Lake Yarrambat is, boys?
Yeah, up near Yarrambat, I reckon.
Yep. Just outside of.
Yeah, got some knowledgeable people in the studio tonight. But Will and Ella, now I've actually got a little story here. So
I wouldn't mind knowing where Lake Yarrambat is, but the size that ready.
So have a look at this.
Really?
So this is from Neil Webb, who's he's Will and Ella's grandfather, and he said, I took my grandchildren, Will 4 and Ella 2, to Yarrambat Lake last Saturday. Will caught 1 redfin, only for it to be grabbed by a much larger 48 centimetre one.
Nice.
Not bad. 2 at once on the same lure. Not to be outdone, Ella joined in with one of the stock rainbows. Grandpa now has the best 2 fishing buddies from Neil Webb. So
unreal.
How good is that, Neil?
That's great.
Take the kids. Charlie, you've got many a story of the redfin eating other redfin.
Yeah, actually, if you catch a good redfin about so long, you just don't be real keen to take him off the hook. Just let him swim around on the bottom a tad before you pull him up. Perhaps another one like piggybacking all the way up to the
Would
boat.
I be correct in remembering an episode of iFish you did with Paul and a cod got eaten by a bigger cod?
I won't talk about that.
Now, have a look at the smile on the dial of these two young girls, Bella and Sienna. They went out to Casey Fields second time fishing, I think, for Sienna. Might have been first for Bella. And they had a very good instructor on the day, boys, I can tell you. But out at Casey Fields, a little bit of pink power bait.
The initials of the instructor wouldn't be David Kramer.
Maybe. And these two girls just had an absolute ball catching rainbow trout out at Casey Fields. A very, very great fishery.
That's
boys.
exactly why they stock it before every school holiday so that the kids can take advantage of it and get a few trout. I think it's a great thing.
Named a reel after Sienna.
Absolutely. Yeah,
right.
got a name on it. And I tell you what, Casey Field's on fire. Those girls were only bored for 50 of the 60 minutes that were there.
Nice.
So it was all good. Logan, have a look at the face of Logan. Now, he went out to Navan Park Lake, which is in Melton, I believe.
Nice.
And he got a lovely rainbow trout. Well done to Logan.
Stocky, love it.
Jack headed out to the Tyre Bank with his old man. And have a look at the calamari he got there. So
Nice. I know where Tyre Bank is.
You do. Yeah. And the last of the kids, Jake McKenzie, an 83 centimetre snapper caught in 18 metres off Mount Martha. Now, have we been banging on about how good the snapper are? And I fished with Joe Farr on yesterday, on a charter. And Joe was just talking about how good the snapper are this time of year with the the temperature coming through. It's still 19 degrees.
Yeah, it's holding. It's holding a bit.
It's holding
good.
very, very well, and that's perfect for snapper. So some cracker snapper. Now, boys, it'd be remiss not to talk about, has the King George whiting fishery just stepped up a notch?
Well, since when has the quality, as in the size class of King George whiting, in particular in Port Phillip Bay, been as good as what they are right now? I've never known it to be like this.
Got to say both bays, because we're hearing a big fish. But have a look at this. Joanne Gardner got out on the King George whiting down at Point Nepean, and they are absolute horses of fish there. So
couple of nice handfuls.
Yeah, it's a handful of fish, and 41 to 45 centimetres. Again, that was out on Joe Farr's boat yesterday, and thanks to the photographer that took that great photo. But it was a great day. I mean, you've
got to be happy with that. When majority of the fish you're hanging up are the smallest is 40 centimetres. Yeah. That's one of the... You can't hope for much better in a session on the whiting like
Absolutely.
that.
It's good fishing in anyone's book. And these fish are in their prime. I mean, it hasn't got cold in the water, so they're not all slimy. I mean, they are slimy, but they're not slimy. They're not into that winter period. Yeah. But they're feisty, they're eating,
conditions
they're healthy.
Unbelievable.
Oh, they're fat. Yep. So it's so good. Let's head over to Western Port and another... I tell you what, the women have shown up the blokes. I mean,
I tell you what.
Joe got 30 whiting yesterday. Yep. But Seychelles Peak, I think that's how we say it, 43 centimetre King George whiting. She got a hand or two handfuls at the Tortoise Head Bank.
Nice.
I mean, absolute...
Great whiting.
They are good fish.
Nice.
Back over to Point Nepean and Dave Scalzo. He got a cracker flathead on the weekend. Have a look at that, 59 centimetres of blue spot. And you've got to say those fillets.
Oh. Have we started to see the return of big flathead around both Port Phillip and Western Port?
There's been this debate.
We've featured quite a lot on Catch of the Week this year, this season, of some big flathead starting to turn up again.
Yeah. There's been this talk of a shortage of sand flathead in Port Phillip Bay. So I'm just not sure where that's at, because there's a lot of small fish, but not a lot of big fish. Yeah. But certainly the blue spot, I'd have to say the rock flathead. And then you go up, we just couldn't feature all the photos. The dusky flathead are in fantastic numbers. Yeah. And there was a 1.2 metre caught at Lake Tyres during the week. No, sorry, over Easter.
That's a big
1.2 metre. I don't even I don't think we've got the photo on tonight. I've got some photos later on. I can't even remember what we've got planned. But I've got to say, a catch of the week that is just outstanding. As a young man who, and I know he works for us part-time, he used to work for us full-time, but Jerry Morseman landed a absolute beautiful 96 centimetre Murray cod. Now, I want to tell a story about Jerry. He's rebuilt a tinny from scratch in a matter of weeks. He's taken his lovely fiancée Sky up to Tokemore on the Murray, and he's landed a 96 centimetre Murray cod.
That's unreal.
Oh, I just got to declare, I've got a man crush on Jerry. I love Jerry. No, I love Jerry. He's done the hard yards, Trelly. He's gone up to your country.
Yep.
And if there's ever a man crush you can have, I just love Jerry is just the nicest bloke, and you've got to wish him all the best. And he's just landed that trophy fish.
right.
How good is that?
I don't know about the man crush thing, but being up there at Easter time with the amount of traffic that's on the water, he's done a very, very good job of that. Yeah, actually.
Great job.
There you go.
And beautiful fish.
If you'd like to send in a pic of your catch of the week, this is what you have to do.
If you want to be like me and have your photo on TV, email your fishing pic to info@ifish.com.au.
And coming up on Talking Fishing Product of the Week, we take a look at another new release of fishing reel from Shimano right after this.
Talking fishing.
We know what you'd rather be doing.
We know what you've really got in mind.
We know you'd rather be out fishing. And today's the day you're gonna wet a line. 'Cause every day's a good day.
Stop wishing.
Every day's a chance to drift away. Drift away.
Every day's a good day for fishing. See you down at Tackle World today.
Product of the week, brought to you by Tackle World.
Talking fishing.
Welcome back to Talking Fishing. Now we're going to hop straight into Product of the Week with one of the newest and probably the last release from Shimano for their early season release of new reels, and we've saved the best till last. This is the Twin Power XD, where there was a little bit of confusion when we first heard about this reel on where it would actually sit in the Shimano stable, and let me tell you, it is one of the best fishing reels they've released to date. It's probably aimed more at around the light saltwater to light jigging market. They only make them in 3 sizes, the 3000, which you can see on this screen now and I've got in my hands. What they've basically done here is bought the Twin Power, which is a relatively new reel that's been re-released back into the market, but bought it right up to date with some of the best technology that Shimano have. Of course, Agani. We've spoken about this a lot over the last, basically all this season, but it is such a huge deal for Shimano when they're Twin Power. This, of course, incorporates that. But it's something completely different. It's a little bit beefier than their standard Twin Power range, but not quite as chunky as their saltwater range. Trelly, I think this is a little bit of a game changer. It's not something, I guess, necessarily new, but what they've done is basically created a hybrid of something in between our normal finesse reels that they do, as well as their saltwater version. And I must admit, I was pleasantly surprised.
Well, if you can't afford a Stella, these are so close, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
They've got all the technology that's been brought down from those series of reels, and they've come into their own place. And the sizes are great. I mean, they're probably some of the best sizes you could pick on. You know, you got your 2500, which is it's always a popular size, but the 3000 really is that close. It doesn't matter.
That's right.
So you can use them, fresh water, as far as if you want to spend the money and make yourself feel good, even if you're not catching fish. You can go to one of these.
Well, this is going to be one of our big snapper, I guess, soft plastics reels for those that want to lash out and spend a bit of cash. So that's the 3000. They do a 4000 size, which of course we're very, very accustomed to dealing with these days. One of the things which has really set these reels apart from their predecessors is what they call a Magnum Light rotor. Now, what that's done is just cut down on the overall weight of the reel, and it's something that struck me straight away when we bought these up. Trelly, I know CI4's been a big thing where the overall weight, body, rotor, the whole kit and caboodle's lighter. What they've done is maintained that heavier saltwater feel, but just dropped the weight a little bit in that rotor, which is not actually taking any pressure under load, whether you're running high drag pressures or heavy lines. So that's a bit of a win. The 4000 size, I think, in any fishing reel, Trelly, the 4000 size is probably one of the most universal sizes. I know we sell a lot for cod fishermen if they're not buying bait casters.
Yes.
Guys travelling up north to catch barramundi and light saltwater, and obviously our snapper fishermen down here. So that's going to appeal big time to our markets.
Yep.
And I think that'll be one of the
Dave got
more
something to
popular
say about
sizes.
I was just going to say, I'm reading some stats on it, boys. So that 4000, which is the new small, big estuary.
Yeah, basically.
Thing.
Yep.
99 centimetres per crank.
So very fast retrieve.
Every turn of the handle, you got a metre coming back. 99 cents.
And that's where they're appealing to the light jigging market, getting right on the reel quickly.
9 plus 1 ball bearings, 11 kilos of drag, and the thing weighs 290 grams.
Yeah, so the weight...
That is an awesome reel.
Yeah, the weight struck me because it's not your ultra light finesse thing, but it's giving you the freedom to cast all day with no issues, no fatiguing issues. Now, the last size they do, I said it's a small range, only 3 sizes, is the 5,000.
5,000 is the new 6,000.
That's right.
I keep saying it.
That's right. No, well, it's true.
It's like
we've
50
noticed.
was new 40.
Yeah, we've noticed that 5,000 size reels have become one of our more popular sizes. And what I want to touch on with this, which is incorporated into all 3 reels, is a system called Core Protect. Now, we've spoken about it before, and it was based around extra saltwater protection around any moving parts, so barrel rollers, bail arms, bits and pieces. This actually has a channel system within the body itself, so that if by some chance, as the reel ages, water gets into the body, it has to pass through a series of channels before it hits the main internals of the reel and starts to eat away at the smoothness and the general working conditions. So that channel is basically just a worm shape, a zigzag shape, where if water was to get in, it basically sits within those channels and sits in the belly of that system so that it doesn't affect the internals of the reel. And I think that's big time, because when you're going to spend this sort of money on a reel, and it is serious money for a reel like this, even as they age, they still maintain their integrity. They've got Hagani, which keeps it smoother for its entirety of its lifetime. But also, as seals and things start to wear and say water did get in, or it goes for a light soaking, or it goes for a little swim, you've got time to get that back to Shimano for a service so that it stays brand new. I think it's a big deal. It's called Core Protect.
I'm amazed that you can remember all this actually adds and come up with this and get the message across.
I love
TV.
this stuff.
You do,
I
don't you?
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
So that's the Twin Power XD. For the next slide, it's very basic. We've just shown you a rod which is probably suited beautifully to these reel. That's the Shimano Grappler. We've had it on the show before.
You got it there?
Yeah, we've got it there. This is the lightest one they do in a casting model, probably best suited to the...
is such a good rod.
It is. High Power X.
Spiral X?
Not Spiral X, just High Power X.
I can see it from here.
Designed at the light blue water, light jigging, tuna, kingfish market. Maybe a heavy snapper rod if you really wanted to pull the jaws off them. But that with a 5,000 Twin Power is beautiful. But we like to show you a little bit of something to put the reel on the sort of range we're talking about there. But if you're interested in good gear, the Twin Power XD is one to look at.
But there's many people that wouldn't have even heard of a Shimano Grappler. If you haven't heard of a Shimano Grappler, please get into your local tackle world and have a look at it, because
they're beautiful.
They are just
They're something else. They're something else.
Up there with the Game Type J, I reckon.
Yep.
And there's 2 very, very special rods that you just got to see. You just got to see them to believe.
You got to fish with them, don't you?
You do.
Really, that sort of stuff. You really got to fish with them.
You got to feel it
to know it.
I'd be able to get one of them for Valentine's Day. I'd just be in love with it.
That's how Queen's birthday. It's quicker.
Queen's birthday would probably be just as good. But anyway, all good.
Anzac Day.
And the other thing I should point out, boys, is that those reels, they're in a blue. They're not. They look black on the camera, I think.
They're a dark
just
blue.
A beautiful blue, almost getting on that old Stella. Oh, not quite the old Stella colour, but they're getting
in that similar vein.
Blue and gold.
But what's
just
funny
touch of
is
class.
With a metre retrieve, I mean, you can take that up north and imagine ripping something back on the
Queens
valley
and Spanish mackerel,
topwater lures and all that type of thing. With braids, you get heaps of line.
That's right. And I think that's what they actually bought these reels into this country for, is that if you wanted a reel that could do anything, catch snapper down here and not be too heavy, and then go up north and catch your pelagics and not be too light. That's where it's at.
Perfect. Absolutely. Boys, I want to change the subject now. If I wanted to talk about the whiting on the weekend, because I had a pretty sensational trip yesterday, and I know a few people saw the photos up on our Facebook page yesterday on Talking Fishing, and we decided to do something different. And our boat's out for a bit of maintenance, and we decided to go on a charter yesterday. And you can always learn. I mean, I learn every trip I go on with someone different.
Yep.
So a big thank you to Joe Farr from Joe Farr Fishing Charters. Funny you named it that. And
Joe Farr.
No, he works out of Sorrento, and what an absolute gentleman to fish with, I tell you. We headed down to Portsea, just past Portsea, and he picked a little spot in amongst some weed beds, a nice sand hole, and we stayed there for probably 2 hours, and over those 2 hours got 50 King George whiting. 3 of them were under 40 centimetres. The rest were over 40 centimetres. It was good fishing.
So a question for you, Dave. What's the result of this? Because according to Fisheries, we're in a fairly lean year, or supposed to be in a fairly lean...
We're in a good year. No, we're in a good year.
Yeah, but we're on the improve. We're not at the best years yet.
No, okay. Greg Jenkins, who spoke at our whiting our whiting night at Mornington Mazda, said that those 40 centimetre fish are about to leave the bay. They'll leave the bay in winter. So we've got a really good year class at the moment. It was from about 4 years ago, and they're all. I think they're all stacked down the entrance. I mean, the boys that fishing at Rosebud, they're going, there's not a lot of whiting.
Yeah.
Travis Dowling stayed at Safety Beach, head of Fisheries, and didn't catch a whiting. So, but you get down in those fast currents, the fresh water, and there's these big King George whiting, and they're in peak condition, fat fillets. Fast water, we were using 2 ounces of lead to get down to them. And when I say 2 ounces of lead, we were putting out 2 ounces of lead. It was ending up 20 metres behind the boat.
Yeah, well, see, 2 ounces doesn't sound like a lot to most of the snapper.
No, but in 5 metres of water.
But for fishing for whiting, 2 ounces is
a lot.
Like it's crazy.
And I can tell you what, we felt every bite. We were fishing with braid, and we could feel every bite.
Yep.
And I was a bit of a bung finger, so I couldn't.
Joe bites you on the finger.
Yeah, and thank you to the people from the hospital.
Well, you've basically got a fishing rod, part of a fishing rod embedded in your
I've got a metal rod in there. But thank you for doing the St Kilda colours. I loved it. I paid a lot of money for that at Peninsula Private Hospital. And they got the St Kilda colours on there. But I couldn't reel in a fish yesterday. But I experienced 50 whiting off that spot. And then we went down to Point Nepean. And I was really surprised to see the colour of the fish change to a very sandy colour. So we were around Reef in Portsea. Went down to Point Nepean. Very, very fast tidal water, 3 metres of water. We only picked up another 20, but they were all between 42 and 45. Big
so there's
fish,
still a class of fish.
very sandy coloured, and just horses, absolute horses. So not a lot of bycatch. Up at Portsea, there was a lot of leather jackets. Now, if you remember a year ago, a lot of small leather jackets moved in off Rosebud. I haven't seen them this year. But they're certainly down off Sorrento, and I think we might see, as that water temperature cools down a bit, I think we'll see an influx of leather jackets everywhere. I mean, they were in plague proportions last year.
It's a sign of the water temperature holding just a little bit longer than normal.
But I tell you what, Greg Jenkins, Professor Greg Jenkins says all those 40 centimetre whiting are going to head out. They're going to go spawn somewhere near Portland, South Australian border, and you need to get onto them now. If you want a feed of King George whiting, get down towards the entrance, Queenscliff, all those sort of places, and plenty of good King George whiting.
Make the most of it.
Up next, fisheries news, including a look at some barrel tuna landed off Portland last Friday. See you soon on Talking Fishing.
Talking Fishing.
Good morning, spotters. Stephanie speaking.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Live from the studios of Channel 31 Melbourne, it's now time for some very fishy news.
Bit of serious news tonight, boys.
Hello.
No, some serious, right? So let's get into it. First one, the headline reads, 5 retail outlets are being investigated after a recent operation targeting the sale of recreational caught fish. You're just not allowed to do that. Operation Cord ran in the week leading up to Easter and involved 27 officers and investigators covering 50 retail outlets. Now, I must say they are fish and chip shops and fish processors, not you, Trelly.
You're safe in this week.
Across the Geelong and Southwest region. There you go. It will be alleged that one retail establishment in Geelong Fisheries officers located over 70 kilos of recreationally caught King George whiting being kept for sale. And I think we've got a photo of those fish that were caught. There you go. So obviously people are just on the take. And I was actually disgusted. I mean, this is up on Fisheries Victoria's Facebook page today. I was disgusted that the netters are writing in. There was an idiot who's also a recreational angler, and everyone would know him, but I'm not going to mention his name.
I saw this and I thought exactly the same thing.
Yeah, I'll call him. It starts with W and ends in anchor, and he's on there going on about
Basically
how if you ban the netters, why wouldn't
this.
recreationals do this? People have been doing this for years, and they need to be bloody caught. And for that idiot to come out and say he has no credibility, he just needs to piss off. I tell you, enough. Recreational anglers must not take fish for sale.
Can now.
Yeah.
Barter or exchange, Trelly. Okay, you're not allowed to barter or exchange.
No
either.
bartering.
No bartering.
Okay.
Selling recreationally caught fish undermines the legitimate commercial fishing industry and threatens the sustainability of the resource. Now, there's plenty of fish out in the market.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, the banning of commercial netting in Port Phillip Bay has had little effect on fish available in the market.
True.
Yeah, because there's a lot of ocean caught.
Some of the fish have actually come down in price.
Yeah.
Some of the King George whiting I've seen at
Except
the
those garfish, they were $79 a kilo.
Yeah,
on
not that
Friday
one.
night.
Not that one.
But anyway, they were good. People are encouraged to report fisheries offences to 13Fish, which is 133474, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and include helpful information such as the date, time, place, and number of people involved, or where you saw someone selling their cash. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. There's some mongrels out there that are doing it. Having
trouble. We can't advertise.
I'll lick my plaster cast to turn the pages. All right, the next one. The barrels have arrived. That's the headline.
Stop it.
No, seriously.
No, this is good.
Roll out the barrel, boys. There was a couple of barrel tuna caught on Good Friday down at Paul, and it is newsworthy. Have a look at the photo of this, and we've got a couple of photos here. Couple of nice fish taken today, which was on Friday, 91.7 kgs, and also a 127 kilogram. Great way to kick off the Easter break with good weather over the next few days. And I'm not sure if any got caught on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday.
No, I haven't seen any.
Didn't hear anything, but there's a couple of barrels.
A couple of nice tuna.
That'll excite people.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
No cigar for the 91.
Yeah.
What?
No cigar for the 91. He wasn't a ton.
A bit amateur, isn't it?
Barrel.
It's like catching a 300 gram whiting, isn't it? Yeah. Nowhere near the kilo.
Like saltwater carp. Under 100.
May as well put your photo up next to a brick or something. Not good. Boys, can you please put on your serious faces?
Okay, game face.
I am about... No, seriously. I'm about to get serious. You serious? Charlie?
Yes.
Can we pan in on Charlie? We've got over to the camera there. Charlie?
Serious.
Want to have a look at his camera? Is the camera operator listening, and can he get on the trolley?
They're asleep in there.
There you go, Charlie. Serious face. Come on. Now we're going to do this.
Yeah.
Jesus, they're yelling in my ear
You haven't told me.
now. Okay, the headline is Stingray wings hacked off the Mornington Peninsula.
What?
Yeah. I'm serious. Okay, so these are the headlines. It was in the Herald Sun today over the Age on the weekend. A giant stingray's wings, and can I just say, we will put a photo up in a minute, but just a warning for the people at home, it's a bit ordinary. The photo of the stingray. So, no, if you don't want to watch it, bad luck. Just keep watching because we're a great show. We want you to keep watching. A giant stingray's wings and tail have been hacked off in a... I'm going to read from the Herald Sun because there's a load of crap at the moment. Hacked off in a barbaric act of animal cruelty on the Mornington Peninsula. An underwater image of the 250 gram smooth ray found near the Rye Pier has been shared globally.
250 gram?
250 kilos, sorry.
That's better. So that's a small stingray?
Yeah. No, not a small one.
How much of a wing?
It's been shared globally, and disgusted divers call for a crackdown on senseless marine creature killings. You can literally see the knife cut marks along both sides of the animal, plus the tail was cut off, Peninsula resident and diver PT Hirschfield said. Now, that's not a good sign. Let's show the photo. We might show it a couple of times, but let's show the photo. So, divers around the Rye Pier, and it's a beautiful place to dive.
Yeah.
Rye Pier. A lot of people doing their first dives and all that sort of thing. They found that carcass on the bottom of the seabed off Rye. Now, we've all been, I think all of us have been somewhere in life where you've been on a pier, a boat ramp where fish carcasses have been thrown in, and these big, beautiful rays come in that are around
Obviously
250
protected those
kilos.
rays.
No, we'll get to that in a minute,
yeah.
Charlie.
Okay.
But they're resident fish. They're almost pets to a lot of these.
Oh, well, many of them have a
these
name. I
things.
mean, round Rye, they might call him Harold.
Yeah.
Or
There's one at
Ray.
Mornington Pier.
Or Vinny the vacuum, you know. So, okay, so let's keep going on the media release. So this is this PT Hirschfield. We think the wings may have been removed to use as shark bait. Well, they have no evidence of that. And I'm going to be a little bit defensive here, but I'm going to open up for debate, boys. PT Hirschfield and other local divers have joined forces in an action group to stop the illegal practice. Well, I'll tell you, it's not a legal practice. While finding the large ray has been most disturbing, divers said they were confronted daily with small species that have been stabbed in the head or tail and thrown back into the water where they died. Now, I'm just going to read the last sentence of this media release. It says, Fisheries Victoria Director, this is from the Herald Sun, Travis Dowling, said it was illegal to use any species listed under the Flora and Fauna Act as bait. Now, can I just point out that those rays are not protected under the Flora and Fauna Act, and to throw back dead rays, that's illegal. Offenders will face $310 on-the-spot fines up to $2,000. Okay, I'm going to put that away, boys. I want to debate, and I know we're going to take 2 minutes, and I know we're going to go over time, but we'll wear that later on the show. There is a bag limit, boys, on stingrays of 5 per person per day. Doesn't matter if that is a 250 kilo, 300 kilo, beautiful smooth ray that hangs around the piers. You are allowed to catch 5 a day. Someone caught that ray, they cut the wings off, they cut the tail off, and they threw the carcass back like you would a King George whiting. And I threw 70 of them overboard yesterday for the stingrays to just feed on at the Sorrento boat ramp. Right, so it's actually not illegal to cut up a 250 kilo ray. All right, stingrays aren't protected under the Marine and whatever it was Act. They're not protected. But can I just say, and I want people to, we will put this on social media tomorrow, and we want some feedback, because should the recreational anglers now step up, because this has been highlighted, should we now step up and say that these beautiful creatures that vacuum the bottom, harm no one, be protected in Victorian waters? Open to you guys.
You go, you start.
What do they taste like?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Trelly.
No, right. Seriously. Perhaps I'm just thinking of...
I believe you said that.
I'm just thinking of perhaps if they're not protected, perhaps they are protected within a certain area, like 50 yards from where they're being
yards
caught.
went out in 1966, so we're talking
I'm a
metres.
little bit old school because I asked what they taste like, but perhaps they're protected like within a certain area. Like if you catch one randomly out in the bay, like there's obviously there's thousands and thousands.
Well, you
of acres,
catch rays when you go gummy shark fishing.
Yeah.
But what's the point of keeping them?
Well, obviously,
Ads, I want to hear your opinion.
obviously some people...
We're getting yelled at by the...
Obviously, some people do enjoy
Any-
eating them, and that's fine. The bag limit's okay. There needs to be a slot limit. I'm a massive, massive advocate of slot limits.
But there's different species, Ed. So is it okay to stab one in the head, a small one, but not a big one?
Well,
I mean, why would you?
That's what exactly. But it's the same with Murray cod. Why would you kill one over? What's the slot limit? 70.
55 to 75.
Exactly. Why kill them over 75? Why kill a stingray that's 250 kilos? There needs to be a unit of measurement, whether you're measuring them from nose tip to tail tip, because I couldn't tell you what that is. It could be width. I don't know, because I'd never keep one. I don't see the point. But the fact of the matter is we shouldn't be stopping people from keeping them, but there needs to be a slot limit, because a 250 or 300 kilo stingray sitting on the bottom with its wings and tail hacked off is a shocking look for recreational fishing.
Well, I'm sorry, but I think we should stop people taking them, because I don't think they are a great edible species, and I might be wrong because I've never tasted one, but there's so many other...
But people obviously still like eating them.
No, but there's so many other alternatives, and I just think... Anyway, we're going to debate it on social media tomorrow. It's going to be a big topic, I can tell you, in the next week. Up next, Kramer's mailbag. Plenty more right after this.
Talking fishing.
Make mine a Mornington.
G'day, David Kramer here. I'm a massive fan of the Mazda BT50, having personally driven and owned one for more than 5 years now. And to tell you what, you can't beat them for an all-round great ute and a great tow vehicle. Get into Mornington Mazda before the end of the month and grab yourself a run-out bargain. I made mine a Mornington Mazda.
Make mine a Mornington Mazda.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing. We're talking fishing.
And plenty of mailbag this week, I can tell you, boys, and I'll just lick the plaster cast to get the pages going. It tastes terrible, actually.
Not salty?
Yeah, I might have got a little bit of bait on it yesterday.
Like you're wiping
Peeled some
yourself.
prawns on. I stuffed up so much. Good Friday, boys. Yeah, got asked the question, are you all right to peel the prawns for lunch? And I accidentally said yes. I should have said no and just said, well, I had all my prawns peeled for me.
You shouldn't have wrapped them in bacon.
Anyway, Vince writes to us, and Vince writes, hi, my name is Vince.
Good job,
Fancy
Vince.
starting off like that. Me and my mate went for a fish from Warneat last week. We were fishing 22 metres of water and always put out a whiting rod while fishing for gummies. Now,
Well
not
played.
many people do that.
Well played.
After no catch much all day, the whiting rod screamed off, and I think we've got a photo of this. We might show this. Gave my mate all round. Gave my mate ran. Yeah, there's a photo. I'm struggling to read. I'll just read it as it comes. All around the boat, it came up 47.5 centimetre, nearly 800 gram whiting.
whiting.
Definitely a PB and some great fillets off it. Well done, Vince.
Yeah,
and his
there
mate.
you go.
Ran.
It gave his. Well, it ran my mate all around the boat, so I don't think his mates ran. I don't know, Vince. I don't know who your
Good
mate
on you,
is.
Vince.
Mate.
Good fish.
Give us your mate's name next time if you're going to write in.
Good job.
Chelsea wrote in. She wrote, Dear David, thank you. Most people call me Kramer. Chelsea, my dad and I watch the show every week, and you mentioned something about, here we go, where's Kramer's mailbox? Where Kramer's mailbox is.
Nice.
Would it happen to be in... are we going to get in trouble by...
It's finished. Go.
Okay, are we going to get in trouble by Australia Post?
I should be right.
No.
Would it happen to be in Fortescue Avenue in Seaford, or is there something fishy going on? Great show, my dad's hooked. Cheers. Thank you, Chelsea, for that. Just a matter of fact, it might be in Fortescue Avenue.
Did you say you were going to
Seaford.
give away a prize at the top of the show?
Well, there's a few more people to get through.
If it stinks like a
And
fish mailbag.
do you know what? No, there's a few people that worked out where it was this week.
Yeah.
So we announced that about 2 weeks ago. No one knew. This week, all these people have bombarded us. Now, I'm only going to read out a few.
Yeah.
And do you know what the prize is for guessing?
Bit of fresh air.
Nothing. Good camera switch right on time, boys. Nothing. Here we go. Michelle Ryan wrote into us. Hi, guys. I think she's going to talk a bit about the bedroom here. But hi, guys. Kramer's mailbag. The red post box location is Fortescue Avenue, near the roundabout off Bardia Avenue.
I tell you what, they've done well to do this. They've done so
Get
well.
like a push bike chain and chain it around the bottom of it.
You wouldn't get near it within 3 metres. It stinks like
And
dead salmon.
The next day
Charlie.
they'll come up, you'll see, because of all those push bike chains.
They've done so well.
You know, like the love shackle lock on a bridge or something.
You put one of them on. You would have put one on the Shepparton Bridge for Mary, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, that's on me buck's not when they locked into it. I ate my way out of it.
Can I get on with this?
Yeah.
All right. Michelle Ryan wrote to us. Fortescue Avenue, near the roundabout of Bardia Avenue, Seaford. I walked into the bedroom and asked hubby what he was doing. And we started searching for this bloody thing for 15 minutes. This is during last week's show.
Is that what's he searching for in the bedroom?
Well, the
post box.
The mailbox.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks for the entertainment. We had fun. I don't know how much fun you had, but great show. Keep up the good work from Michelle and Glenn from Broadmeadow. But now I want to know.
It'll be near the
No,
Motley Police.
I want to know a lovely couple that are in Broadmeadows watching the TV on a lovely Tuesday night, and they watch Kramer's mailbag.
Yeah.
They went to the bedroom to search for a mailbox.
I want to
in
know
Seaford.
where you start.
Yeah.
Where do you start to find it? I don't know.
How do you search
Where
for a
would you
mailbox in
start?
Seaford
Probably
when you
Toronto.
live in Broadmeadows? They're in your bedroom
That's a great effort.
with your
Great effort.
husband for 15 minutes.
Multitasking.
I think there's some other things to do for 15 minutes. Paul McConville, he wrote to us, I'm sure that letterbox is in Seaford, David. I used to live there. Simon Lee wrote in. These are all people that are getting no prizes. I think that letterbox is on the corner of Fortescue Avenue in Seaford. Now, the big one, boys. No, this is Anne. Anne White wrote to us seriously.
Annie.
Yeah, and I'm going to have to ask you boys to demonstrate something in a second.
Oh, God.
Anne writes,
Here we go. A bit
that's only a
comfortable.
short. She wrote to us very shortly. Good to see you boys making an effort with nice shoes when there is a guest on. No, so Jarla Pulford, the minister, was in of Fisheries, And I don't know if we actually pan down, but could both you boys please put your feet up on the table?
I didn't know about this, by the way.
Ads, you forgot your shoes.
No, I've got my shoes here. I just thought no one sees my feet.
At least you got matching socks.
Yeah, there we go. Correct.
Actually, I was surprised that Jalla's were a lot more scuffed up than mine. She probably does a lot more work than I do, I reckon.
Well, that wouldn't be hard.
I did wear shoes last week, though.
Richie Minnow does more work than you, and he's in hospital
come on,
almost on a...
let's not go too far.
He's almost on a lung machine.
You can tell by his fins.
Anyway, I'm just saying. And what noticed that you boys were wearing shoes for the minister last week.
Yeah.
So,
Good work.
anyway, that's just the way it is. If you'd like to write into Kramer's mailbag, I don't know why you would, but this is what you have to do.
Send your mail to Kramer's Mailbag, PO Box 734, Patterson Lakes, Victoria 3197, or email kramer@ifish.com.au.
Now, boys, I think we've got about a minute to go.
Yep.
And let's just some final words, because it is a serious topic, the stingray topic.
Yep.
Charlie, you said something stupid before about our...
We don't have stingrays.
Yeah, I know.
I don't care about them.
What?
We don't have stingrays up in the Murray River. I don't care about them.
Okay. So I just want to point out a couple of legalities. If you want to catch a stingray and eat it, you're allowed to. Any species, you're allowed to take 5 per person, okay? Which I think is ridiculous, I'm sorry, and we might need to drive some change. What is illegal is that there is a fisheries regulation that says that if you are not taking a fish to keep, you must return it as best you can live into the water. Now, these divers have got a point. They are finding small stingrays with a stab wound to the head,
that's
thrown
an
back
issue.
off the pier.
That's an
because
issue.
These people that sit on a pier and they keep catching stingray after stingray, they're getting, they're going, well,
That's
I don't
an
want to
issue.
catch them or stab them. That's illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
But you are legally allowed to take a 250 kilo stingray and cut the wings and tail off, take it home for a feed. You know, like, what do you do?
I think that's...
Needs a tidy up, doesn't it?
It does. It does need to be looked
I
at.
think we've got Travis Dowling on the show next week, so let's debate it some more, because I think we need to drive. It's a social thing. What's the social licence to fish? We need to be doing the right thing. Coming up next, this week's Hotspots. We'll be back shortly on Talking Fishing.
Talking fishing.
G'day, Callan here from Paul Worslam's Tackle World Cranbourne. Supercharged batteries have been supplying maintenance-free marine batteries since 2001. The Seamaster Gold range is second to none, delivering superior starting power and reserve capacity. No need to top up with water, truly a fit and forget battery. With up to 2 years replacement warranty, you know you have quality. Your battery is your lifeline. Without it, you're dead in the water because it's bloody hard to push start. I've got a Seamaster battery in my boat. Make yours a Seamaster Gold today.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing.
Hello, Richie Minnow here. It's now time for this week's Fishing Hotspots on Talking Fishing. Marvellous.
Oh my God.
Did you see that?
Yeah, what's the
Did
game
you
there?
see that?
Yeah, I did.
There was a worm and a hook dangling in front of Richie then.
There's a lure. They're trying to lure him
He's
into
being
something.
baited.
Yeah.
He is.
Well, I'll tell you what, whoever's baiting for Richie, give me a
Alright.
call. I'll teach you how to rig a worm, because that thing was just jumping all over the place.
But
green worm too.
I also got to say that, I mean, Richie's on his deathbed.
Yeah.
You know, like he's bung knee. He's,
Yeah.
no,
Bung fin.
bung. Well, oh yeah, they don't have knees, do they?
Yeah.
Bung fin.
He's got food poisoning apparently as well.
Yeah.
They had a bad one.
Had a dodgy
bad
worm.
oyster. Dodgy worm.
And I mean, next week is our last show for the season.
Surely he's not going to get tempted by the worm.
No, could have his fins cut off.
I reckon he might die next week.
You reckon?
I'm just putting it out there.
No.
I reckon Richie
What's
Minnow
next
might
week?
die next week.
What's next week?
I don't know.
Well, we're going to have to watch next week because we're going to be here.
Sure, he doesn't
But,
snap up the worm in front of his missus.
What happens if he gets hooked?
Oh,
Nah, it won't happen. Won't happen.
You reckon we'll get spoilers during the week, like Home and Away? Do you watch Home and Away spoilers?
no.
I do. But anyway, no. But we might put some spoilers out next week because Richie Minnow, I think, is in trouble. He's got a bung fin. He's got food poisoning. Ate a dodgy pilchard during the week.
Yeah, he's already ironing off a worm.
And he's looking at a worm. Someone's baiting him. So anyway, we should get into the hotspots. We are talking so much rubbish. The first hotspot, get down to Sorrento. There is some beautiful King George whiting off Sorrento. As the Professor Greg Jenkins told us, these 40-centimetre King George whiting, they're a year class from about 4 years ago. They are about to exit Port Phillip Bay. They are about to head towards the South Australian border to spawn. Yep. And if you don't take advantage of it, and I mean, it might sound cruel, but that's what the fish are there for. They're to be caught, to be had. It's part of the food chain. Get down and enjoy some
Except
beautiful...
for stingrays.
Yeah, apparently not the stingrays.
No, stingrays are not part of the food chain. We shouldn't be bloody eating stingrays. You idiots. Don't get me started. I'm going to start a new segment. Don't get me started. I've already recorded the promo. Queenscliff, King George whiting. There's some beautiful King George whiting. There's no stingrays around. And if you want to catch a nice King George whiting from the western seaboard of Port Phillip Bay, Trelly, go to Queenscliff.
Absolutely. They're catching some nice fish over that way. We had some fantastic weather. Weather's going to continure too, so get out next few days.
Nice settled weather. While the water's still 19 degrees, I think right through till about 16, we'll get some beautiful King George whiting.
Yep.
They'll probably still continue after that. Let's head over to Western Port, and the Middle Spit is the capital of King George whiting at the moment. King George whiting are plenty. The top end fish the first of the run-out tide, we're being told is the best time when all the worms are being washed off the banks, the seagrass, all that sort of stuff, sit in the channel, and just absolutely beautiful in the top end of the Middle Spit. Tortoisehead Bank, there are some big fish around there down that southern end. Absolutely, we did see that. Yeah, and I actually did have the story here, but I can't remember her name, Sanchoy or something.
Seichol.
Yeah. She outfished her husband 9-1, apparently on that trip, and didn't tell her husband she had bananas on board the boat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Simon, I think his name was, the husband.
It doesn't matter. Brandon had...
Obviously worked on him. He didn't catch it.
I'll tell you what, if I took a young lady out fishing and she had bananas on boat, I'd throw her overboard and the bananas.
Doesn't mean anything.
No. Oh, there you go. There's Seichol, Pete. Seichol apparently had bananas on board the boat when she got all those whiting and didn't tell her husband.
She just proved that theory.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. Seichol, you would have been overboard if you're on my boat.
Good on you,
anyway, let's head to the western part of the state over towards the South Australian border, and there is a beautiful town called Portland. The barrels are rolling in, and if you're ever to organise a boys trip, a tuna trip, get down there now because Portland is about to fire with big barrel tuna. Now, we saw a 91 and 127 kilo. How many barrels do you reckon we're going to see here? Where they're not just going to be 100, 101, 102. They're going to be that 120 to 140 kilo this year.
We'll see 150 this year. It's been slowly increasing in average size and max size, but we're getting so switched on how to target and where to target them. I think we're going to see a cracker.
Live baits too, I'm hearing.
Nice.
Yeah, live baits down that way. The normal skirted lures. Yeah. But live baits, I'm hearing, are working quite well now.
Stop it.
Yeah. The other place is Lake Tyers, and I know we bang on about Lake Tyers, but we've seen this week over Easter a 1.2 metre, and we might have to show that next week. Sorry, we didn't show it this week, but a 1.2 metre.
That's a big flathead.
Dusky flathead, and it's a genuine photo caught by a young lady. That will be on Catch of the Week next week. Only a late photo today, but
Travel lose his mind.
Yeah,
he's seen a big fish of that. He fishes Lake Tyers a fair bit, and actually won the comp. Yeah. Did Trav win the comp? Fished with his 86?
I think he did, but some other guys tried to claim it. I don't know.
Oh, righto. But
you never know with Trav because he's dodgy.
Big cagey.
He's a dodgy guy.
Big cagey.
Yeah.
Number one Fisheries.
He'll lose his mind if see that 1.2.
Yeah.
He'll lose his mind. It's a good fish.
Yeah. Trelly, let's change the subject. There's our hotspots, Lake Tyers, the lucky last. Up your way. How's it fishing?
It's been really, really good. The Murray River's been fishing in behind Bacola and Nathalia Way. In the Barmer Forest there has been fishing excellent. The water flow's been quite good. Like I say, we haven't seen a transition from autumn to winter, like bang, like we sometimes do. It's been a nice progressive climate change, if you want, for want of a better word. And all up there, the redfin are going mad over Ranga Basin on black lures with red bellies. Been doing some really good numbers over that way. And our local
red belly black lure.
Yeah, the red belly black lure. That's right, correct. So, so it has been fishing awesome up our way. Really, really good. Mulwala surface lure was excellent.
Okay, when you talk about a climate change, so that must be affected by the amount of irrigation water that comes down to in many places. So what's irrigation like? Because we've had a fair amount of rain. Is the Goulburn flowing hard? And what's the capacity of Lake Eildon at the moment?
You know? Now, I'll get this. I'm going to get this right. The capacity of Eildon is probably pretty high at the moment. It's the same as Hume and Dartmouth. We're going into winter with some high levels there, so they'll want to let some water out. And water is actually very cheap at the moment, $40 a meg up our way. Coming over the Goulburn at Seymour, it's been very consistent. Not quite summer level, but only just a little bit above. Looking really, really good. And there's a fair bit of irrigation.
So when you say that they want to
around.
let water out, why? Because they don't want it to fill up to capacity?
Well, they don't want to go into a winter with a full lake because then they can't control the flow if it spills.
So you have a flood,
Yeah, they need that little bit of a buffer zone to fill the actual dams before it gets to a critical level.
But what happens if we don't
flooding.
get winter rain? They get it wrong.
Well, I think they try and keep between that sort of 50%, 60% sort of level.
So they're letting water. Are they letting water out the Goulburn now?
They are. They're letting. They're not so much letting water, but water's cheap at the moment. But we keep on getting a bit of a top up with rain, so the farmers aren't using the water. They are at the moment. They're starting to use the water now, but So it's.
So does that bring cold water down? Starting to get cold.
The water comes out of the bottom of Lake Eildon and runs out around about 8 degrees, so it's really, really cold. Very cold, 8 to 12 degrees, so it's really cold. That's why you can't solid hot water doesn't work there. Yeah. But it's raining through the channels are from now will fish really well because they're flowing pretty quick too.
There you go.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. Well, obviously the fresh water's been all right. Jerry can catch his 96 centimetre cod, so it's pretty good. That's it for Talking Fishing. We hope you enjoyed the show next week. It's our last show for the season as April comes to an end. It's Anzac Day. We hope you can join us for what we promise will be a very big last show for the season. Until we see you again next Tuesday on Talking Fishing, please stay safe on the water and enjoy your fishing.
Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. We got all you need, just take a look. Watch those fish jump on your hook. So just relax and take your time. Enjoy the show, then drop us a line. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing, nothing but fishing, we're talking fishing. Talking fishing.
Have a good weekend, Mr. Walker.
You too, son.